wasn't vast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy. So in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean.
Traditional.
Is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issues.
The demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
Boy, say one's history. And I want to ask a question to you guys really quick before we even get started on with the show, you guys. Just real quick, because I'm not for sure or not. Are as far as black people are concerned, are we still mad at Kanye West? Like, are we still like tripping or beefing with him because of his take on life and his antics and everything that basically that Kanye does? Before we get into today's topic, we were playing the music and I was just curious. I want to know, are we still upset at Kanye? So just drop a comment. I want to know if we still upset at Kanye, because I like his music. That's why I'm saying I like his music. I think he can be a little wild sometimes. He's crazy, but at the same time, he plays some heart-wrenching, heartfelt music. And unfortunately, you guys, I think that type of music that he's creating, it can only come from like a psychopath. Unfortunately. And these are with all the greats, to painters like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, all these different people in their crafts. Michael Jackson, just people who are in their field doing what they're supposed to do, what God called them to do. I just think they're just naturally crazy. It just comes with the territory. I don't know. With that being said, let's get into today's show. Once again, this is your boy Say One's History. You are watching the Mel's Perspective, you guys. Please make sure that you guys like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you're updated for all cool new content. But man, I came across this clip, you guys. Really. And it was in regards to Halle Berry's ex-wife. And I was like, what? I was like, what do we have here? What do we have here? Let me go ahead and check this out and see if there's any good stuff. And oh man, it was some juicy stuff. It was some juicy stuff. And this was right up my alley. And when I started to go and look for the clip, like, I noticed that there were a few people that had already did their takes on it, and I noticed that it was there. How do I say this, you guys? I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to get attacked by that rainbow community, but it just seemed to me, bro, like everybody who was commenting on this conversation that Justice actually had on a podcast. It just seemed like everybody was from that rainbow community and they were taking Holly Berry's side. Now there were some valid points. I'm not going to sit here and say that they weren't giving valid points, but you know what? Pun intended. I really thought it deserved a male's perspective. I like a genuine male's perspective. So we're gonna get into it today. Before I do, I want to actually go ahead and read the comments here. I got one coming from my boy, my rooted to the tutor. Also, I don't know if I can say this or not. I hope I can. To my boy Aaron Finns, man. He is going to be getting married soon here. So congratulations to him. Going to be making his travels, doing his thing, taking care of his wife like he's supposed to, man. This is a good, solid brother, man. I mean, solid brother. And I did an interview on him a while back, and we did great numbers, man. But with that being said, I just came to realize that this was a real solid dude, and I just wanted to befriend him, and it's been cool ever since. So shouts out to Aaron, and also I want to read his comment. He says, "I can't believe Justice is still talking about Halle Berry after all these years, saying that she couldn't cook, saying she couldn't clean. I'm sure he knew that before he married her." Yes. Okay, and that was one of the comments that the people on the other podcast was making. And that was one of the comments that I happened to agree with. I was like, you know what? Um, I was thinking to myself, he had to have known what he was getting when he married Holly Berry. Because as far as I'm concerned and the people that are around me, we're all thinking like, oh, this is Holly Berry, like famous Holly Berry. This is renowned Holly Berry. And no, that's not necessarily the case. That's not necessarily the case. If you listen to the way Justice put it, he's actually saying that Holly Berry, yes, she was making movies, but she wasn't making money like that. He was supporting uh the two in their relationship. And that's why I wanted to go play his part and give it from his perspective, i.e., a male's perspective. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and line this up. I thought it was interesting, you guys. So let me just bring this up really quick and we gonna get it going. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. I want to give shots out to my cousin Tanya Monique Gordon. And she actually put a post up on Facebook. It says, "We have dropped down to 8th place. We need y'all support." So this is actually for America's favorite couple. Variety vote for us. So I just want to go ahead and put that information up on the screen really quick before we even get into the show tonight. There we go. So this is the information. My beautiful cousin and her husband doing it big. It says currently 8th place in the quarterfinals. And you can vote right here. This is on Facebook. It says you decide who wins $20,000 and appear in Variety magazine as America's favorite couple. You guys literally, you see that deadline? You literally have 10 days, 2 hours, and 9 minutes to give this beautiful couple your vote.
Do what you do
Mhm.
and keep playing.
Obviously, learning and transitioning, but what was it like having personal stuff public, such as relationships and stuff like that? How hard was that back then? Because again, if there's some bullshit out there, you just kind of have to go with it because there's no real filter or, excuse me, opportunity for you to speak your piece.
So I didn't really have any really real personal stuff
Mm-hmm.
until, Hallie and I got together, you see. And of course, that was a lot of focus because back in them times, I can't think other than Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe. I can't think of anybody before that was us.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I can't think of no one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hallie coming up young and being hot and just trying to make her career. And then you got me. And, it really wasn't a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. I remember Hallie saying to me, hey, she asked me to marry her after knowing me for 5 months. And
So let's go ahead and stop it right there. Okay, so she knows David Justice for 5 months, right? Right. I'm just keeping tabs on this. Okay. She asked him to marry her. Okay. That's two. And then number three, um, this was Holly Berry before Holly Berry became Holly Berry. So I just want to kind of put it in perspective for you guys. But let's keep going.
I mean, I said, okay. But because I couldn't say no.
I mean, yeah, who's gonna say no at that time?
You know, and I said, okay. But I don't know if my heart was really into it.
Right.
But I didn't want to make her feel bad and say no, or like I was just in the moment. It caught me off guard. But I was like, cool, we getting along, we vibing. We're only 5 months in, we still in the honeymoon state.
And I got to give this perspective, you guys, okay? Because this goes to show you. And I know ladies is going to be mad at me y'all going to be so mad at me for saying this. But I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. Y'all can get mad, leave your comments, do what you want. I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to go ahead and put my whole screen, my whole face up on here. Y'all ready for this? Okay, ladies. This is why men are the prize. I'm sorry. This is why men are the prize. Okay? Because you have Halle Berry, right? And you have David Justice. Okay. Neither of them are not making the money that well, actually, Halle Berry's not making the money that she would like at this particular time. But clearly she's more famous than David Justice. Nobody knows. I mean, people know who David Justice is, but not like the movie star Halle Berry. Okay, let me get it. I'm a cook. So, and even with him and his limited popularity, she is still one asking to marry him. And then he also has to consider if he even wants to marry Halle Berry. You hear what he said? He said, "Is my heart in it?" And that was like half-ass, in my opinion, about what he was saying if his heart is in it. He just didn't seem really like his heart was in it, but he was thinking maybe with his, little head, not his big head. He was probably thinking money a little bit because there are men who do that too. I'm gonna keep it, 100 with you guys. I'm gonna tell the truth, shame the devil, and tell the truth. So he was probably thinking that way, man. And, it wasn't for love, so to speak. It wasn't really for love, but he liked her. He liked her and he cared about her, So let's keep going. I'm going to let him continue. Let's keep rolling.
All of a sudden, that followed up. I met Halle in May of 1992. So you talking about, then we got married January 1st, 1993.
Damn.
Right. And, but we spent a lot of time apart because she was doing movies in this country, that country. And we honestly, we probably could have made it if I knew about therapy. If we knew about therapy, we probably could have made it because we never had any major issues like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that because I was young and had only been in, honestly, one real relationship before her, my knowledge and my understanding, my wisdom around relationships.
And I'm sorry, you guys. I know you hate it when I actually cut, but I gotta get into this because he's being so honest. He's being so genuine. We have to remember that this was actually literally in the beginning of the 90s. He even went back, like this is just part of the actual interview that he did. But in the beginning, he was talking about a lot of other things playing baseball with Deion Sanders and, meeting Too Short. You guys got to watch the whole video. I'll leave the link in the description so you guys can actually watch the whole video if you want. But he went on to a lot of stuff. But basically what he's saying is that when he met Halle Berry, he was a kid. He was a kid, bro. Like he did not know like what he knows now. So, he's having millions of dollars thrown at him, right? Because he's in the MLB, play baseball, mingling with people like Too Short, got a teammate in Barry Sanders, flying all over the world. He is in his prime. He's doing what he wants to do. So, you know, he was a young man, and he was just like the world was his oyster. And he was pretty much able to do whatever he wanted to do. He got involved with Halle Berry, who is a beautiful, beautiful woman. Not taking anything away from Halle Berry whatsoever. She's beautiful. She's sweet. She at least her public appearance is sweet. Um, but it just wasn't it for him. Like I say, ladies, for the majority, men don't marry you for like money. The majority. I understand that this case is a little bit different. I get it. But we always kind of keep that in the back of our head like, are you nice? Are you feminine? Are you sweet? And if you're not, then, I'm still with you. We together, right? But, let me kind of do my thing over here a little too. And it sounds like that's kind of where he was thinking. And, I don't know. I don't know. This is just my opinion, you guys. I don't know. What do you think? I'm gonna go ahead and continue this clip. Let's roll with it.
Wasn't fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy. So in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean,
Traditional.
and then I'm thinking,
And look, he's coming up from that
okay, if we
Midwest
have
lifestyle.
kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issues. Listen, we never I'll say this: we never had any issues about other women,
Mhm.
other men.
Mhm.
I mean, like I was never tripping when. Well, I was tripping one time when.
Okay, I gotta say this, and this is on the women's side. You really wouldn't have to trip. Back in the '90s, Halle Berry, Halle Berry, bro. Halle Berry is beautiful now, but she was bad in the '90s. Y'all tripping, okay? Now, on top of that, on top of that, you okay? I got to give you a little grief on this one, Justice. Like, I understand she wasn't making the money that everybody might have thought she was back in the '90s, but at the same time, her celebrity was on point. People knew her. So for you to expect a woman of that caliber to kind of be cooking and cleaning and stuff like that, regardless of, where you came from, I kind of gotta agree with that, bro. I kind of gotta agree with that. And I'm sorry to say, but it just is what it is. So we gotta go ahead and throw, the DJ Khaled in there. You got one. You got one, bro. Another one. So, but anyway, with that, I'm going to let the rest of the clip play, and let's keep rocking with this.
She
Hold on, I got one time I was tripping.
at one time, because I didn't understand it. When we were out to lunch in LA, and I remember I'm from Cincinnati, man. I ain't even in LA scene like that. And she see an actor that she worked with one time, and he came in, hey, kissed him on the lips.
Oh.
What?
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. I dealt with this before. I know y'all look like, what? This has happened. Not to this instance, like where another person is kissing on my woman or anything like that, but came up and just completely side path. Look, I'll tell you the story. Okay. This is, and it's kind of funny because I'm a kid, right? Where he's saying that he was a teenager too. So I'm in high school, right? got to be like 16, 17, going on 18, somewhere around there. I don't know. Okay. And I decided to take my then girlfriend out to a movies. All right. Right? Okay. We go to the movies and some dude runs up behind her and hugs her and kind of like kisses her on her forehead. And I'm looking at this dude and I can see that she's looking at me and she's like, no, no, no. Like telling me, please don't. Please don't ask me. Don't don't do what I think you're about to do. And I seen her face and I was like, I'm gonna walk off. So I walked off. Okay. Now later on, and this is gonna sound funny when I say this. Later on, I found out that that was genuinely her relative. Like it was genuinely her relative. Like came to the cookouts, everything. Okay. I'm so glad I did not do what I was thinking about doing. I- I'm I'm so glad that I did not do what I was thinking about doing. In his case, like, man, you gotta these guys at this time in their height, they're in such a, like a high position. That's a tough one because, it's an actor. I mean, you're just now making your bones in the MLB. Where do you go with that? Men, like, tell me, if you were in this situation, like Justice was, and you're married or in a relationship, and some guy comes up to your woman and gives her a big hug or just a little peck on the cheek or a kiss. What are you doing? I want to know. Genuinely, like, and the other caveat is that he does this at your job. That's the caveat. So let me know, what would you do in this situation if somebody did that in your presence? Let me know, you guys. But with that being said, let's keep rolling with the clip, you guys. My bad. I'm sorry.
What we doing around
Was he
here?
European or American? I'm
Yeah,
confused.
American.
The
Oh,
fuck is going on
what?
here?
Oh, so I know this is gonna be a conversation. So we get home and I ask about that. Oh, that's what we do in LA. Oh, okay then. So now her manager and I used to go to this restaurant all the time. I had a young lady at the front seat us all the time. We went there so much, she became so friendly. We got to hugging her every time we come in. Hey, how you doing? Just regular hug. Take Halle and his wife to lunch one time. I said, Halle, this is such and such. This is Halle, right? Halle looked at that girl, saw how fine she was. Man, she gave her one of them, like barely touched her hand, right? Just played her crazy. I was embarrassed, I was like, but wait, hold on. I just hugged the girl.
Right.
You kissed this dude and you mad at me because I hugged the girl?
Now I gotta say this, you guys, because this is typical teenage young adult stuff that he's talking about right now. And this is genuinely what just women do, you know, because they don't want to assume any guilt or any wrongdoing that they may have done. They take a situation that was clearly not a big deal and made it seem like he was doing something wrong by doing what he's been doing every time they go into this freaking restaurant, which is he said they both got comfortable with this young lady. She was a waitress, and he just hugged her. And I'm sure Holly hugged her too. And because they had the original conversation before about her literally pecking or kissing a man, now she feels like she got to get some get back. So that's just young kid stuff. I hope we're all a little bit more grown these days and are not doing that. But let's continue. Let's keep rolling with the clip, you guys.
So remember, we young. So, young, you get petty.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You petty when you're young. There's things you just do that are petty when you're young. Well, anyway, the honeymoon stage was over, right? And now it's just David and Halle. And when it's just David and Halle, I just realized this is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Mm-hmm.
So February 1996, I told her, hey, I can't do this no more. We don't have any kids. You said you wouldn't want any money from me because really she didn't have any money. I was the one who bought the house in LA. I was the one who had my house in Atlanta. I'm really footing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you said you didn't want any money. So
All right, real quick, you guys. So he's taking care of all the bills, right? She really doesn't have any money or anything. Well, we'll keep that one. Really doesn't have any money or anything at this time. Okay. They have no kids together. All right. So that narrative when he was saying, and even me, when I was just basically saying, you know, why would she cook or clean? Her status. And I get her status, but they're not making any money like that. So, you know, why couldn't there be a situation every once in a while? I'm pretty sure they had off time where maybe she could cook or something just to show her appreciation. We're not talking about cooking and cleaning, you guys, like a 1980s or 70s housewife. But I'm just saying, you guys are in a relationship. You mean to tell me you're married to this man and you don't want to cook for him ever? Like even make an attempt? Like, do you not love and appreciate him? You guys should have felt that way. You got married. There should have been some kind of 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 willingness to show gratitude to each other. I don't know. That's just me thinking. Um, but okay, let's keep rolling.
we don't have any kids. We should just make a clean break. And she was like, no. No.
Straight up told him no.
So, and then all of a sudden I find out I got all these women. I find out I'm doing all this other stuff. And so what she was doing is, see, I'm just an athlete. I don't have managers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have this system behind me. You see, she got managers. She got all this kind of stuff.
She got the machine.
She got the machine.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the machine now coming against me.
Mm.
And I remember my mom saying to me, she was like, listen, baby, all the media want to do is see you two, you young black kids fighting with each other. She said, you just take the high road and let her say whatever she want to say, but I don't want you out here talking bad about that girl.
Mm.
My mama said this to me. I'm an only child, raised with just my mom.
Mm-hmm.
What my mom said was gospel.
Right.
So I said, okay, mom, I won't salt her like that in public. I might talk a lot of junk to the boys, but I ain't gonna say nothing in public. And I didn't, man. I didn't. I just watched her say all this stuff about me, and I was like, and so crazy is the one thing that probably I would say hurt the most is Halle had a relationship with a gentleman who hit her on the side of the head, and so she lost some hearing.
Wow.
But she never made him public. And I'm not going to make him public because I ain't going to do him like that. I know who it is. But for people to think, oh, it had to be David Justice because the only person they associated her with was me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she said it was a former boyfriend. I'm not a former boyfriend. I was her husband.
Right.
That's different.
Big difference.
But literally from 96 until even today, sometimes I'll see something on social media. Well, he hit her in the head. And I'm like, oh, that's just a quick Google search.
Yeah.
Do a quick Google search.
Now I gotta stop this real quick. I gotta move it over. Like that's dirty. I mean, because there is so much stigmatism that actually comes with a man putting his hands on a woman that even if he didn't do anything, and it's just a gossip. Even if he didn't do anything, his name is still going to get dragged through the mud. Like, that's dirty for her. If she didn't want to tell the public that it wasn't David Justice that hit her, then, like, you can literally say, hey, it 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 wasn't David, it was somebody else. It wasn't David Justice. No, I'm not going to give the name. No, I'm not going to tell on him and stuff like that. She could have did that. But she let it ride for so many years. And he said even to this day. So that's kind of dirty. That's kind of messed up right there. But let's keep rolling. Let's keep rocking.
That girl ain't never said I hit her in the head.
Mhm.
But one thing I didn't like is, but she let you think that.
Right.
Right.
She let the world think it.
That's tough.
She didn't come out and say,
That wasn't him.
oh, no, it wasn't David.
Mhm.
But I'm not going to say who it was, but it wasn't him. No, she let the world think
Mm.
that it was me. And that I never appreciated with her. I thought she was dead wrong for that. I thought she should have handled that better. And I always said it like this, man. If I was so bad, you would think she would keep my name out of her mouth. She would be so happy I left, right? If I was so bad as a husband,
Mhm.
she'd be like, whoa, I'm so glad he left me, boy. Because it ain't like it was hard for her to find a next dude,
Right.
right? She kept my name in her mouth because she wanted to be with me. She wanted us to work out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I know now that I've gotten a lot older and I look back, I mean, it's been a long time since I look back on that situation, but when I probably got probably like in my 30s, and I was more mature, and I look back on that situation, and I'm like, you know, that girl really, really did love me, you know, and I can see why she would be so mad at me. Because imagine if you really love somebody and they tell you they want to break up and there ain't nothing you can say to get them back. That's had to be tough on her. I just wasn't emotionally mature at that age.
Bottom line, she was bitter. She was bitter, you guys. She didn't get to keep the man that she got because she didn't feel like she had to do some of the necessary things that any woman would normally do. And she felt like she didn't have to do those things because she's Halle Berry. And to a degree, she didn't have to do those things because clearly she could jump onto the next. And, you know, we all know what that is. She's monkey branching, okay? But you never get a real love like your first. And I'm pretty sure, you know, that stung and stuck with her for a long time, you know? But it is what it is. We are all grown. We all have made decisions in our life that either were for the best or were, you know, weren't so good or whatever the case may be. And we all got to live with those now. It's just called life, bro. That's really what it is. And then also, I'm kind of thinking he got his little feelings in there too. You can see the way he's talking about it, that he's not over, at least, you know, fully over it like he would claim to be. So I gotta throw some some honesty in there, of course, you know, from the male side, giving it to the guy, like, yeah, bro, like you seem like you a little, you know, off put about, you know, the way it ended. Because, you know, you may have not loved her like you wanted to, or like she did, I should say, but you definitely had some love for her. But let's continue.
To really truly understand the magnitude of how she was really feeling. And I would have did things different back then too. I wouldn't have just, man, literally when I left her, I didn't even talk to her no more. Like, that's like, I didn't even ease out. Hey, I don't want to be together no more. Gone. You see? I mean, I could have massaged that better, Matt. I could have. So back to the point.
And as men, I have to say this. We do that, you know, when we find out that, you know, this woman is basically not feminine, not showing affection, not, you know, showing love. Sometimes we just may be out like that and just bounce because we know that's not for us. And that's what he did. But let's keep rolling.
Of the focus in the media. Probably the best thing that happened to me is, this was February 96 when I left her. I only played 6 weeks of the season that year. I blew my shoulder out.
Okay.
So I saved myself a whole year of fans
questions and
just
craziness
burying me.
Because I was going to ask too. I mean, obviously, people expect us to be superhuman, and when we go through real shit off the field or off the court, there's no excuse in our profession. So I was going to ask you, did it affect your playing at all? But you didn't really.
I actually started out great. I started the season great. I wasn't hearing too much junk on the road yet, but I'm sure it would have heated up, you know, and I never, the only time that, listen, it became the thing that people would say to me on the road. They would always say, Halle left you, or they would say real nasty stuff about what they've done with Halle since, she left.
Wow.
People are ignorant in the stands.
People is crazy.
But one of the best ones, we were playing the Yankees. I'm in Cleveland. This still to this day, man. I love the Yankee fans. I played there, great fans, and they are really good at getting on the opposing team. I'm at the plate, Matt, and the whole stadium is chanting Halle Berry. Boom, boom. They had the organist was on it. Boom, 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 boom. Halle Berry.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've been at a plate like, how you get everybody in the stadium to say it.
That sounds like Yankee fans.
Oh.
Hey, it was impressive. It was
dirty.
impressive. You know what I mean? And Yankee fans, I know y'all did that to me back then, but y'all know I love y'all.
What did you do? What did you do that game?
I got out that at bat. I know that much. I didn't get a hit that at bat. That I do remember.
I love it.
Okay, so that was the end of his discussion where he was actually speaking on Halle Berry. But like I said, there's way more to this video. This actually goes for 2 hours, almost 2 hours, you guys. 1 hour and 53 minutes. This is with David Justice. This is the All the Smoke podcast, or All the Smoke YouTube channel. You can go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you think. I think I might try to get another live up today, you guys, because I have another topic that I actually want to speak on soon. And that's going to be about the new laws that are actually coming into play right now, especially when it comes to immigration and, passport bros and all that stuff. So there's been a change, and I think the guys who are looking at making trips, the guys who are looking at bringing wives over to the States, they may like this new law that's coming into play. They may like it. I don't know. I'm not for sure, you guys. But with that being said, I'm gonna let you guys go, man. I kept you guys too long. I appreciate you sticking with me. I'm upset that y'all didn't leave as many comments as I would have liked y'all to. But no, it's all good. I'm fucking with y'all. Please, in the future, make sure that you guys like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you're updated for all cool new content that's coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Like I said to my cousin, Tanya, you guys go ahead and give her your vote. I will make sure I leave the information in the description box. And as always, man, to my lovely wife, Marielle, I love you. I appreciate you, babe. I will talk to you later. Everyone out there, have a good day. Peace. Peace. Deuces. You've made it to the end of this video, which basically means that we're best friends now. And best friends subscribe to best friends channels. And they like their videos too. So, I don't make the rules. It is what it is. You got to take that up under the Best Friend Act, code -7223-002. Write a subscription and subscribe.